One of the most pressing issues facing Colombia's peace process is the desire of millions of internally displaced people to return home. Our correspondent NATALIA Margarita reports from Bogotá.
It was 2007 when Don Daniel was forced to flee his home in Arauca, one of the most violent regions of Colombia. Arriving in the country's capital, Bogotá, he quickly had to figure out how to provide for his wife and 3 children in a place completely unknown to him. His sad account is just one of over 5 million internally displaced people that Colombia's armed conflict has produced.
I got a small piece of land where I could work and produce, providing me with food enough to keep me and my family going. So all of that is what I miss. It was a paradise back there. I used to have everything I needed. We always had enough to eat. Back home, I used to work in agriculture and cattle breeding. And what have I been doing here? Nothing.
The ongoing peace process has given many displaced people a glimmer of hope to return to their homes. While wishing nothing more than to return to his land and having nothing in Bogotá at the age of 63, Don Daniel is fully aware that conditions are still not right to move back.
What I used to have is lost. Once I get back, there will be nothing to work with, so the conditions are simply not there to work. The government should itself be in order to first be able to guarantee security and second, to be able to offer the required resources to rural workers.
The recently issued report by the UN and the Institute of Studies on Conflicts and Humanitarian Action states that during the course of 2 years of peace talks in Havana, an estimated of 400 people have been displaced. Furthermore, it argues that despite a slight improvement in the humanitarian situation in Colombia, the overall circumstances are still dreadful.
It could become even worse during the first months after a peace accord is reached, for the following reasons. The issue of displaced people returning to areas with armed groups present, as well as the issue of crimes against human rights defenders and rural leaders, which have actually increased in Colombia in 2015.
Through the Colombian Law of Victims and Land Restitution of 2011, conditions seem to be set for internally displaced people to return. However, those attempting to get back their lands have often faced intimidation and in many cases murder. From Bogotá, NATALIA Margarita, teleSUR.